Every Day a Better You, a podcast that's not about being better than the person next to you, but being better than the version of yourself a day prior. Your host, Fareed Johnson, accompanied by my co-host, Henri.
Hello, everyone. This is Henri. A lot of people know me as Boo. Every Day a Better You.
Welcome back. Another episode of Every Day a Better You. Your host, Flip. And, Boo, again, he's very, very important. So he's called out again. And I'm glad to have AJ back again. Ooh.
I need more money. And matter of fact, let's restart. Welcome. A better day with AJ and Flip.
Better day with AJ and Flip. Damn.
That sounds good to me.
How long you been thinking about that one, bro?
All day. All day. I'm trying to take your spot.
Better day
Welcome
with
to the
AJ.
couch, Flip. How you doing today?
I like it. Yeah, I'm good. That was damn, bro. I didn't know you were that witty.
Yeah, man. Come on. It's my show.
Damn. All right. Well, it's your show then. What you wanna talk about today then?
Let's talk about how you envy me and how you secretly want to be me.
All right. So I do go to sleep every night.
Every night.
Damn, I wish I could be like AJ. I want to cut my hair, have a shiny ass bald head. Right? Like look like LeVar Ball.
I can grow my hair if I want.
You can't grow your hair, bro.
Okay.
I see. You see where that hairline starts? You don't even have it. It's in the middle of your head, bro.
False. No air love over here, bro.
AJ, if you had a hairline, it would be dark right there.
I'm growing my hair. That's a fact.
Oh, AJ.
Straight up. 2026.
Do you have the Chia Pet technology?
No. Straight and natural. Old natural.
Yeah.
I'm growing my hair out.
All right.
When you see me by June, hair down my back.
Yeah, you're going to be like.
By June, down the back,
be
bro.
like Jaylen Brown.
Straight
Get caught out there slipping.
Carlos Boozer.
Bro, how does somebody, all right, how does somebody with that kind of money let something like that happen?
That's a great question. I don't know. Like for me, there's so many things you can do besides paint your head. Like even if you take LeBron or KD, which is a whole different topic.
He got the easy peasy, bro. Come on, man.
If you take those, you got too much money to like either cut it off or just get it replaced. Like what's the problem? Well, what's wrong with the baldy? Are you insecure about your hair?
So
could you cut your hair off today and be fine with that?
Bro, I'll send Claudio the picture from high school. My boy
put that clip in here.
I'm gonna send it to him. Yeah. My boy tried to get. I'm pretty sure it was Chris Testa. Right? Shout out to my man Chris. Right? Remember, I have money like that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So Chris one day was like, "Yo, I'll cut your hair." I was like, "All right, bro." What? He messed me up so bad.
So you had to get the baldy.
So yeah, I had to shave it, right? And it's a funny story because I end up taking a picture with his sister. That's the picture that I'm gonna send. Is a picture with Chris's sister.
What year was this?
This was I was a junior or senior in high school. I forget which one.
98.
Yeah, 98 or 99. Because I was in the white tux, but I had stolen that white tux.
Tux?
Yeah, bro.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay, hold on. So you had a baldy with a stolen white tux. Where are you going?
And some burgundy Aeropostale glasses, fake.
Where are you going? In
To
a white
prom.
tux? In a white tux?
Bro, come on, man. That's how us dark-skinned dudes do it.
No. What color were your shoes?
They were black.
What?
Bro, what you want me to do?
Yo.
I don't have money. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, what do you want me to do?
I mean, I was hoping you was going to say white.
Nah, bro.
Black shoes with an all-white tux?
Bro, I was freaking it.
That's not freaky.
I'm telling you, I'm going to send that
What
picture.
color was your shirt and tie?
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. But I'm going to find the picture, bro.
I mean, I guess in the sense it's all coming together because you also wear Batman socks today.
I do.
So
I love Batman socks.
As he has
look
a Batman shirt on.
Look at my shirt. I got a Batman shirt on.
So I guess it's all coming together. White tux, black shoes makes perfect sense.
Let me tell you, bro. You know how many compliments I got on that white tux?
None.
My joint was
not a one.
Killing. So then, so here's what happened, right? So I was living Hastings at the time, right? Just had moved from Yonkers not that long ago. So in Hastings, so there was a youth advocate named Bill Finkelday, right? Now this guy was like a saint. He would like take us grocery shopping. He would take us to Burlington Coat Factory and get us clothes, right? Every so often. So, and I'm telling you, this guy was love Bill Finkelday, right?
Finkelday.
And Finkelday, and like full circle story. When you were subbing at the school, his daughter.
Stop telling people my business, man.
I'm sorry. His daughter was subbing, so you know what that felt like to give her a job. I hired her as a leave replacement. It was like a surreal moment because that guy, he helped me so much, and for me to like help her get a start in the education world was just like insane.
Is he one of the most memorable people in your childhood?
Yeah, there's a couple, but he is right there because I'm telling you, like, you know, we were getting food from the church.
Okay.
Right? You know what I mean? And still going to the soup kitchen down in Yonkers. Like, so we ain't talking about new clothes. Like, I was going to school with no new sneakers. You know what I mean? Like, all of those things. And I'm in high school. You know what I mean? I'm in 10th grade when we got to Hastings. So just coming fresh out of the group home.
Who's one person in your childhood that, I don't want to say regret, but that you remember in a negative light, if he was a positive light?
Yo, there's many of those people. But if I had to
have
say,
you crossed paths?
Nah, I don't see nobody from my childhood anymore, from Yonkers. I don't see anyone. But if I had to, it was a combination of people. Like some of my mom's like drinking buddies. You know what I mean? Because they're drinking with her, they're doing drugs with her, right? And now I'm a little kid. I can't really stand up to these grown ass men, but I'm watching, you know, them just like, hey, come on, Gloria, and like,
and you understand
continuing,
it's bad.
Yeah, man. And I'm like, damn, like if I could just like punch one of these guys in the face, like I would. But
I mean,
I'm 6, 7 years old, and my mom is, you know, she's like into it. You know what I mean? So I would say it's a combination of those people. Like I get, like, even you saying that right now, I get some flashbacks. I'm like, oh, like if I saw those dudes right now, it's on sight. You know what I mean? Like,
you can't be beating up no 80-year-olds.
Bro.
That's the last thing that we need is you fighting an 80-year-old.
Oh my gosh. The probably the ones that I would knock the hell out right now. My mom's old boyfriend, right? To this day, I don't know his real name. It could have been like Lamont or something like that. I don't know, but they called him Coach.
Was he a coach?
Bro, he used to say he was a coach. I remember I was playing.
But was he a coach?
I've never seen him coach anything a day.
Did he wear a whistle?
No, but they called him Coach. And I used to talk, this is when I was playing on Rucker Park, right? I remember my mom wanted to come to a game and he was going to come, and he did. And he was telling me, he goes, yeah, man, you know, there's 5 ways to pass a basketball.
So he's a coach.
He had one of those, bro. Bro, he said, you got him in the 5 spot. I was like, oh yeah, what's that?
5 spot?
In the 5 spot. He goes, that's behind the back, through the leg pass, 5 spot. 5 ways to pass the ball. I was like, bro, I will never listen to
this is where you got your basketball acumen.
Yeah, from. Right.
The 5 spot.
Bro, he put his hands on my mom, and she was trying to like hide it.
Okay.
Right? And then one time I'm like visiting, and I catch on to it, and I was like, yo, I will come down and like really like handle this guy.
How old were you?
Oh, this is college or right after college. No, this is after college. I'm teaching at this point.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And he's you know, one time I hear him in the background. Yo, I get in my car and I'm with Rachel. You know, Rachel, free now, right? Like, I'm like, no, I'm driving down there. She's like, please don't. I was like, no, I'm driving down there. And it's one of those things where it's like you have a choice to make. Like, you could knock this dude out, right? And get all the satisfaction, but you might lose your job and everything that you worked for, or you can go the other route and have to like call the cops, get a restraining order and all that kind of stuff. And not that I regret it, but that's the route I had to go because I needed to protect my mom, one. And two, I knew as much as I wanted to, like, if the right person wasn't there stopping me, and Rachel's one of those people, things would have went real like south. But I watched him, taking off in handcuffs. But you know this, growing up, you feel like that's the punk way to go about it. Like someone put their hands on my mom, like, nah, bro,
So
you need to
about,
die.
So you about 22, 23?
Yeah.
So that's the first time you snitched. That's what I got from that story.
No, it's not the first time.
Oh wow. Okay.
I'm gonna go back to when I was in Hastings and encountered a skinhead. Dude, Yo, bro. The crazy thing is, me and this kid were friends when we were in Yonkers.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
We were friends when we were in Yonkers, right? So whatever, we were at elementary school, middle school, right? So I guess he went to Hastings way before me, white kid. His name is Craig. Craig Fitzgerald. Craig Fitzgerald,
gotcha.
right? So whatever, we were cool as heck. In elementary school, we used to draw, and we were cool as heck. Get to high school, it's like, oh shit, Craig, oh shit, Fareed, yo, cool, right? I don't know what happened, but he went to like some weird dark side, right? Hair got cut. I noticed he was rolling with some weird crowd. Then all of a sudden, it got to where, there were some names that were being called, right? Now, Craig was little dude, right? But when that happened, I'll never forget, coming out of high school, he called me an N-word. He called me a watermelon. He called me all of these different things. Called me a coon. All of these different things, right? Now remember, I'm playing basketball. I'm trying to get a scholarship and stuff like that. So I know I'm not trying to mess that up. But my other side is really nah, bro. You need to get really beat up.
Okay.
Right. And I had to talk with my basketball coach, and he was like, Fareed, if you fight or do something stupid, you're not going to be able to play basketball. You're going to be in jail somewhere, right?
Oh, okay.
So he goes, so if you, the only way to do this is to go the other route. And now because he was harassing me, harassing my sister, harassing my friends and stuff like that, in your AJ, you know how quick my temper goes, right? So back then it was even worse.
Wow.
And I had to, and thank God for basketball, right? Because we used to walk across this in Hastings. There's this little bridge, right, that overlooks the train station parking lot, and we both lived on the other side of that bridge, and we both used to cross each other all the time. And I used to have visions, AJ, of just tossing homeboy off. That's how bad it got. So before anything dumb happened, that was my first time that I snitched. I had to.
Been a snitch ever since.
Yo, I had to.
So that's the 90s. You've been snitching since the 90s. You out here. That's crazy.
But it saved me.
Snitching saved you. I want you to say it. I just want you to say it.
Nah, bro. I wouldn't even count it as snitching.
Sounds like snitching to me.
I had to just tell people to keep him away from me. So I wouldn't do anything stupid. Because everyone knew what he was doing, so it wasn't like I was snitching.
So you dry snitched.
The cops knew. Everyone knew. I just had to say, yo, I need this guy to stay away from me.
We put lipstick on a pig. Still a pig.
Man, whatever. All right, then fine, yo. If I snitch, I snitch.
That's
but
right.
I wouldn't be here today if I didn't. I know that.
And we're happy that you're here.
Right.
So whatever it takes.
Thank you, AJ.
No problem.
Thank you. So, anyway, what was I saying? I was talking about Bill Finkel Day.
Oh, you talking about people in your life.
Yeah.
We talked about on both sides of the spectrum, people that have influence you.
But before that, there was a punchline I was about to get to. It'll come back to me.
All right.
Damn it.
Yeah, fact. But I mean, I think it's for me, and I say this jokingly, but I think it's actually true. I have people that I've come across in my life that I felt like did me dirty. And I harbor that in a sense, and I know I should get rid of that, but I do harbor that because I feel like I'm a good person, and I try to treat people fairly.
Who told you were a good person?
Everybody besides you. And I feel like that's why I can't hit the lotto. Isn't that weird? I feel like if I got a ton of money, I would certainly use a very small percentage to ruin some lives. And I feel like God is saying you can't have this kind of money.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's part of it.
No, but I feel that.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Because I hold a grudge with the best of them.
Yeah, but yeah, and I shouldn't do that. We shouldn't do that.
But why? Let's talk about it.
I guess it's not Christ-like.
Oh, all right.
I'm assuming.
Are you very spiritual and religious?
I think I'm spiritual in a sense. I believe in God. I believe in, trying to live your life in a way that promotes harmony and being a good person.
But under that same umbrella, isn't it do unto others as you have them do unto you? Or you just saying you always gotta be better?
If I can be frank, yeah, I think it is. And what's crazy about it is, I went through a divorce. I went through a divorce and a couple years ago, and maybe another story for another day. But there are certainly times going through the process where, if that's what we live by, do unto others if they do it to you, it could have got funky, right?
Yeah.
But thank God I have a great support system, friends and family, and I am somewhat spiritual. Because that weighs heavily, especially when you start talking about children and all that. It weighed heavily on me, but yeah, man, I just think that you come across these people for a reason, and again, the perseverance and the resilience. You have to look at certain situations as you did with old boy. Like this could be a lesson for me. Like, so I could either, and as we joke, I can snitch and it can go one way, or I can just beat them up bad and it can go to a different way. And I think we all deal with those crossroads at some point in time. I mean, God knows I did in a few situations where I could have done this or done that, and thank God I did what I did.
Now, would you attribute that to your love for basketball and not want to mess that up?
Not in all situations.
Kids,
not in all situations, because it could be non-sports related or just out of that realm. But I just think in general it was being level-headed, or understanding there's another way. What I mean? Just like anything else, you try to problem solve, and without acting irrationally, you try to figure out ways that you can get what you want to get without stooping to that level. But man, believe me, there are plenty of times that you look at something like, yo, I want to do something or say something that can go left. And I probably have done it in the past, but not to that degree. But I think it's important that everyone looks at that, because if you look at the stuff that's going on in the world today, is a lot of people just acting out on their emotions. And honestly, that's what they say that, I believe, at least I've heard, that our gender and culture is we act out of emotion.
I mean, angry black man, you hear it all the time.
Angry black man.
Right? And you talk about opinionated black women, right? Another one.
Have you experienced that before? Have you been stereotyped as the angry black man?
Yeah.
I mean, but this is odd because for you it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense for you. So
no. So, all right. So yes, sometimes I am just like angry. But I'm never angry for no reason. You know what I mean? Like there's reasons why my anger
it's your reason.
Comes out. I guess that's fair. It's my reasons, but sometimes it's justified. Sometimes I guess it's not, if you like really go back and think about it.
Okay.
But do you understand, like, so in my world, right, in principle, world, right? And I've been principals in areas that, let's talk about Pelham, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, before you get into that, I would love to know, what is the percentage of black males in your space?
There's not many. Like, you find them in like inner city and Harlem. When you think about Westchester, suburban places, they're not there. Like, cause I'd be on meetings with like a majority of Westchester principals and things like that. They're not there. Like, me and my boy Kern used to joke about it, because when he was in Croton and we would be on these meetings and they'd be virtual, we'd be texting each other. He's like, yo, you see anybody else that look like us?
No.
He's like, nah, bro, it's me and you, right? So there are some, but it's not. If you think about if you talk about a percentage, I would say it's out of all principals in, like, let's say Westchester County, right? There's probably less than 10%.
I mean, 10% is still not.
No,
It's not good, but it ain't bad.
10%.
I mean, 2%, 3% would be worse.
Right, but less than 10.
yeah.
I don't want to say a number and then get fact checked. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm safe.
I see what you're
I'm
saying.
safe with less than 10.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
But I'll get you those real numbers.
Okay. That's interesting to know.
Yeah. So do you understand though? Because and again, I'm not trying to sit here and like have a little violin because I'm a man or whatever. I'll never use my race, my gender as an excuse, right? But it's just these are my experiences. Right. I've had to change the way that I run a meeting, right? So where if like if you're a woman, okay, in my field, and because I've seen it, like you could sit there, you can invite people into your office, you can have a coffee bar in your office, and people can just hang out. They can use your bathroom, right? But as a dude, as a dude
or a black dude,
both.
Okay.
You have someone come into your office, right? Keep your door open. People start talking. People think, oh, his door's closed with those two teachers. He must be doing something, right? And these are real things that have happened. I've had to, because I'm tall, my voice is deep. I have to sit down during faculty meetings when I'm talking to staff members, because if I'm standing, I seem like I'm threatening,
being aggressive.
Yeah, right. Like, but these are things that certain people don't have to worry about. And I had to change the way that I did things, all based on that, not on pedagogy, not on anything real, but perception, right? And that's why that word perception, I hate that word, but I also am smart enough to know that it's exactly.
It's 100% real.
But see, and I'm glad you said that, because if I sit here and say my perception of the sky right now is that it's blue, even though it's pitch black, that's my perception. Why the hell is that real? It's not real.
Perception is real because it's your experience, right? I don't have to see your experience as you see it. That doesn't make it false. That's your experience. So how we see things can be completely different, but it's still real to you.
Right. So
right?
Then
it doesn't have to be real to me.
But where do facts come into play?
Facts is the sky ain't whatever color you it is. Right. That is a fact.
Then why should anyone listen to your perception?
Because it's you, right? It's how you perceive. And I think it's important to have people's perception
100%.
Because we don't know how people perceive things, right? So again, if we didn't know, if you weren't aware how those people perceived you standing up in the meeting, you would never change it, right? And that doesn't mean they're wrong for feeling that way, because somebody could have an experience from somewhere else of something happening that caused them to have that feeling, and you didn't know that, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's important that everyone has a perception. The problem to me comes in play when it's when you believe your perception is fact or is the only fact. That I think is the problem. When you are not allowing other people to have a perception or to disagree with your perception or to give you a different viewpoint. That's what I think is the issue.
And I feel like that leads me right into talking about where we are today as a society, right?
Right.
So everything is so political these days. It's so politically charged. But if you take politics out of it, what has been your experience with just kind of trying to have conversations with people that think differently? Does it seem like you can have those conversations, or does it seem very, very difficult right now? And why do you think?
Honestly, I don't even have the conversations politically because I'm at a stage in my life that I don't have time to argue with a fool. Plus, they are so I'm fine with people having a different viewpoint than me, right? But I think there is a certain thing of right is right and wrong is wrong, right? So when you are hell bent on trying to prove wrong is right, then we don't have to talk about it.
Why do you think that it's so hard for people to just say, like you just said, right is right, wrong is wrong? Like, I feel like everything, because
they want their perception to be true. I mean, that's what we did. That's what we did, right? People don't like being wrong, and some people can't accept being wrong. It has to be how they see things, and when it's not how they see things, they're doing everything in their power to get you to believe it is how they see things, right? And I think we're dealing with, low intellectual people, high emotional people, right? So when you're dealing with that kind of person, you can't really talk to them in a certain light, right? Because if you say that they're wrong, then it's, oh, you're going against me, and it's like, no, what you're seeing, what you perceive the sky to be green is literally wrong, right?
Right.
But they can't understand it because they want to be right so bad.
Have you caught yourself like losing, I don't know, friends or associates over some of these kind of, this what would you say, temperament of the world right now?
I would say no, and that's only because I don't talk politics. You know what I mean? I kind of leave that out of it because it is such a touchy subject, and honestly, I'm not versed enough in it to really talk facts, right? I only know how I feel. I only know what I read and what I see, right? I haven't taken a deep dive enough to really go into it. And I try to stay away from things like that if I don't have the information or the knowledge. But just in general, our country is divided right now by politics, right?
Yep.
And I understand it's a touchy subject. And honestly, in the space that I do business in, I deal with some affluent people, right? And not all of them, come off as someone who is opposite of my perception. But I care not to go that route because, again, I may form an opinion about you based off your perception. And I don't want to do that.
So how do you deal with it then because I know if it happens to me, I know it has to happen to you because we kind of like work in the same spaces sometimes, right?
Yes.
How do you deal with it when you just trying to have a regular conversation? Like, so I'll give you a prime example, right? And I'm actually friends with this guy. It's just funny. So I had a certain pair of shoes on my feet. Actually, they were the shoes, Claudio. You remember I told you like the
shoes?
Nike. They were the like the Nike Croc shoes that I have. You know the blue ones that I have. And I told you like a couple episodes before. And he really liked them. He's like, oh man, where'd you get those? So we're talking about we're just talking about the shoes, right? And I tell him where I get them from, right? He's like, oh, Nike, yeah. He goes, oh man, too bad Nike's so woke right now. I can't get that.
Lord.
So
who said this? Claudio?
Not Claudio, right? So then I'm like, bro, why can't we just have a conversation that has nothing to do with politics? Like, we're talking about shoes. Like, what do we do? So what do you do in that instance? Because you try to stay away from it, because I don't like to talk about politics either. You try to stay away from it, and then bam, it's just like it continues to be brought up. You're talking about sneakers.
Obviously, when you have that circumstance, you're dealing with somebody who can't seem to separate or compartmentalize things, right? But I find that people who always go back to one thing, whether it's politics or something, is because that is the one thing they believe they're knowledgeable in, right? When you can't like discuss something separately and you got to keep going back to, well, this is that. It's probably because you think you're knowledgeable in that area, maybe not something else. But the whole woke thing is just odd, man. This is just really odd. You know what I mean? Because they take, I don't want to say people take things that we use to strengthen our culture, woke, and play it so negatively, right? And we're just saying, we understand what's going on, and we're trying to change the circumstances we're dealing with, woke, in a sense. And they take it and make it seem like, you hear Antifa and you hear all these other things, and then Black Lives Matter, although that had some crazy things going on. But they take these movements or these initiatives and they try to make it so negative. But really, we want to be heard.
Right. 100%. We want to be heard. There's a whole history of not so great things happening within our culture.
And not just our culture, but yes.
But you said something really important there, right? So as you're going along, you say Black Lives Matter, which is like, but they have some crazy things. Yeah. You see how you're able to admit that, yes, there's something. Why can't people do that who have different views? I
won't say people, low intellectual people.
Right? You got some real smart people that talk like that too.
But we understand they're doing it for an agenda, right? I think behind closed doors, you get them in a room, they'll say, yeah, this is crazy, right? But in front of the camera, they got to say, hey, I'm sticking to this because of the agenda. But when you get these low IQ people, yeah, they're going to stick to whatever because, again, whatever they hear, see, read, that's what they believe, right? A smart person understands that I'm going to read something and then maybe I got to read something else or then something else to form an opinion, right? I'm not going to just believe everything Fareed tells me because maybe Fareed has a way different interpretation of information than Claudio. So maybe I got to go talk to Claudio to really form my opinion. But when you are looking at one station, listening to one station, reading one paper, you're only going to get one opinion, right? So you're not even thinking about what everyone else is saying or thinking.
It's so crazy right now because, again, I have really good friends that think certain ways. And it's the hard part about it is some of the ideologies, right, come across as racially insensitive, right? But I know these people are not racially insensitive because of the experiences that I've had with them. So they must, I don't think they can be, or can they be at the same time?
I mean, people normally support what benefits them. For instance, I had a lawyer, he's a Republican. I'm talking about not MSNBC, Fox. He is a Republican through and through. But that doesn't mean he doesn't support our culture. Black guy doesn't mean he doesn't support our culture. He doesn't want our culture to thrive. It's just for his benefit, for his tax bracket, for his, whatever endeavors he has. That's what he is. You know what I mean? So I could understand someone who's that way versus someone who will lie on a sword for stupidity, right? I understand you trying to do it because I'm trying to save some money versus I'm doing it because whatever he says is right. Like, come on, bro.
So every day a better you. How do we get better at this?
I think we have to be open to having our perception challenged. As we talked about before, I think we all have to be open to receiving criticism. We have to be open to listening to other people's point of view. We have to be open to understanding whatever we see may not actually be what everyone else sees or everyone else feels.
Yeah. So open dialogue.
Open dialogue. But I think criticism is most important. I think we live in a hypersensitive society nowadays.
Yeah, man. But it's what I always come back to is how do you have conversations on either side, like crazy people on the right, crazy people on the left. How does anyone bring those people together to have like an articulate and non-judgmental conversation?
Better leadership.
Right.
I mean, I think you have some very intelligent people on both sides of the aisle. If we're just speaking politics, you have some very intelligent people who have spent their whole careers in politics, right? But when you have leadership that can be considered divisive and perhaps not as intelligent, you need better leadership. Right. You know what I mean? And that's not just politics; that's business as well. That's even friendships. When you have, people that you're trying to bring together, you want someone smart and understanding at the forefront of that.
So, do you consider yourself someone smart enough to bring people together? Like in your business, right?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself as a political figure sometimes in the business that you're in?
You have to be, because again, you are you're bringing different demographics together for one purpose. So even as a coach, you have to be political. You got to be able to take 12 guys or 12 girls with different viewpoints, different ambitions, different skill sets, and you have to pull all of the best things out of all those people for one true goal. So I think that's just like politics, just like business, like anything else. Getting the best out of people is strategic and it's purposeful.
You ever had to deal with kind of mediating parents because they, get heated because, I don't know, their kid might be getting more playing time and stuff
But what I find, and probably like you, because I would love to hear the same thing from you, but what I find is being, again, authentic is key, right? So even before we start our seasons, I make it clear of what the expectations are from the player and from the parent. You know what I mean? So once you understand that, once you see the writing, right, there's nothing else to go about.
Right.
I'm not gonna pull any punches. I'm not gonna shortchange you. I'm gonna do exactly what I'm saying I'm gonna do, and I expect you to do the same. And if it doesn't happen that way, then things have to change. You know what I mean? So I find it that if you're open, communicative, people understand it. They will change whatever they need, right? If I tell you, hey, we're going to practice every single day over Christmas break, and you know it in February, you'll change. You'll make your plans change, right? If I come to you December 21st and say we practicing for 5 days straight, then that's a problem, right? So I think, transparency is key.
Yeah.
And what about you? Being in the school realm.
Well, man, so I've been in 3 different school districts, right? Where like I was met some openly racist people, right?
Ooh.
So I'm talking about open houses coming up, right? They're coming through, walking through the school. They don't want to shake your hand, right?
Wow.
I had a person tell me, "Oh, I put your black ass in that seat," right? And it's a black guy, right? Yeah.
Oh, what's my man name from
Clayton Bigsby.
No, not Bigsby. My man name from Boondocks.
Oh, yeah. Him. I had another one in my most recent district talking about, there's no systemic racism or anything like that, right? Had a mixed kid talk about
Perception.
my kid's never been through anything. I've never been through anything like that. I'm like, my man, you are a 50-something-year-old black man. Of course you've experienced that, but I don't know why you're choosing to like say otherwise, right? So and they had agendas, you know what I mean? And I've had to navigate parents where I get that would come to me, listen, this is what I went through with this parent and this kid. How can you like help me? You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's hard. I remember being in Pelham, right? And it's my day off. I get emails, phone calls. They found the N-word written under a slide. And on that same exact day, somebody had their hair ran through and like portrayed it as a monkey, right? So and this is all on my day off. So I had to gather, I had to send out a letter. People weren't answering the phones. So I had to address it without the help of any kind of upper leadership, which I'm fine with. I held like not a vigil, but I held a town hall at the school, and it was very well attended. And this is like coming out of COVID, so it was done outside. There was about 75, 80 people that showed up to this thing from both sides. And like you had some people coming there asking the questions just to try to stump you, but I'm not gonna get stumped, right? Like I'm educated, so I'm not gonna get stumped and this is something that I'm passionate about. And it was successful, like in bringing those people but it's not easy. You have to be willing to put yourself out there.
Leadership.
You gotta put yourself out there and knowing
leadership.
that someone's gonna still try to attack you, and you have to be ready all the time. But I live by the motto, like if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. So I try to make sure that I'm always well versed on both sides of the coin and of the argument. Obviously, I hate racism. I hate going through stuff like that. I hate that in today's day and age, there's still things like that are happening. I'm not only talking about, about against blacks, because I'm not going to say like, oh, we're the only people that, are marginalized, but I hate in general that these things are still happening. And I really do want to be able to just have conversations with people and start to really change it and heal.
Man.
Because
in order to have these conversations, these people have to be open-minded.
Right.
And that's the problem that our society sees, is that people are not open-minded. They believe what they believe, and they're not willing to change what they believe for fear of being wrong.
Which is sad, man.
Facts.
So last time you were here, we talked about like you dropped a nice gem saying like have a plan, and I think I took that to heart, right? So having a plan, I took that as like a plan in like a personal life, plan fitness world, like just having a
Plan in
plan, right?
general.
So you mentioned divorce.
Yes.
So I'll talk about a plan so me and Rachel, we went through some stuff, right?
As
and like
all,
it
as all
almost
most couples do.
like it almost got to that point. If I'm being candid, like it was there, and it was my fault, right? I was in a real like bad space. Like there were so many things going on, but once you try to like make a plan to get out of it, right? You thinking about your kids, you think about all the stuff that you've been through, right? So you try to develop and make a plan to get out of it. And I think when you said that the last time you were here, I thought about that, and then I was like, all right, continue on that plan to try to make those things better. But then I thought about fitness as well, right? Because we're always in the gym, right? And like we might play basketball, but we're athletes, so we can go in there and just do whatever. But I never really have like a real plan.
Goal,
so I
right.
took that gym to heart and actually like started to write out a plan on my phone. So when I get to gym, because I have goals, I have a goal that I want to make, and I really want to reach that goal. But you're right. How are you going to reach a goal if you don't have a plan? And like you have like short-term goals before the long-term goal.
100%.
So that resonates with this as well. Like what would be, if you had the magic remote of the world, right? What would be a plan that you would kind of prescribe to healing whatever is going on right now?
Man, you asked me to be the president, basically.
Yeah, man. You could do it.
I can do it. You know what? I can't say I have the answers to that, but what I think we need to do is, again, as you put it, we need to have open conversation. I think we need to be willing to make exceptions on both sides. I think we need to understand, in life in general, once you're willing to say that something is flawed, then it can be fixed, right? I think the problem, to a certain degree, as it is in my business, as it is in life, that you ignore the weaknesses or you deny the weaknesses or the problem, and then you could continue to go, and then it never gets fixed. So you can never be great. So I think we need to address what the issues are, have open conversation, and then fix them.
You're not wrong. So I think the gym for this week should be, because we all know somebody that has a different opinion than us. So I would say the gym of this week is maybe going out, reaching out to that person, whether it's like, yo, let's have some coffee, whatever, and just start a dialogue. And like, you might go into it with the other person, back up or whatever, but just try to get to at least like 10 minutes through a hard conversation and see where it goes.
If I can make a recommendation, I think you should reach out to the skinhead. I think you should mend your differences.
I don't even know if that dude is alive.
You can find him.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. But I will take that challenge. I'll look him up on Facebook. I'll see if I can find him on Instagram. And because that was you're right. To your point, that was years ago, man. I haven't seen him since maybe 99.
Wow.
Yeah, since I graduated, I have not seen him.
Maybe for good measure, because you're an aggressive individual. But I like the fact that you're an admitted snitch. I like it. I think, again, recognizing your flaws.
Bro, I'm every day better. I'm trying to be better. I haven't snitched.
Snitches make a lot of money today.
I haven't snitched since then. It was him, and it was my mom's boyfriend at the time.
I just watched, on a different note, I know we're about to close out. I just watched a segment on social media where in New York City, if you take a 3-minute video of a car that's violating like the pollution laws, you can make $90 out of $300 and some to get charged. Now check this out. There are people who have made $700,000 plus doing this, being a snitch.
What are you talking about?
I kid you not, I will send you the video. Almost millionaires basically snitching.
Just out there videoing cars?
Videoing trucks, breaking laws, millionaire. Hey, my man, I think you're on to something.
Yo, I might.
I know.
Yo.
Jim of the day, see something, say something.
See something, say something.
Word.
Just like the Port Authority, bro.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's crazy. When I saw it, I said, wow, what am I doing?
Damn, I'm about to tell all your secrets, bro. There's so
You
much
should.
money I can
I'm writing
get
your book.
from that.
You can write mine.
Yeah, I got you. Damn. All right. Well, you want to close this out? What was the name of your show?
My show?
Every Day with AJ.
Every Day with AJ. Featuring Flip.
Yeah.
Flip's Gem of the Day.
Man.
See something, say something. But all in all, I appreciate you having me. Thank
Yeah,
you
man,
for being
yo,
here.
you
This
come
is
back
this is a
anytime.
great platform. I look forward to coming back.
Yeah, man. These conversations just kind of flow. Just remember when I tag you, you better, be a
That's
contributor.
extra. Everything is a fee, man.
Claudio got it.
He do.
Claudio got it.
$1,000 jeans.
$1,000 jeans. That's AJ. $1,000 jeans. Can you
No.
focusing on his sneakers, bro?
No.
He got them.
No, you can't.
He got them snakeskin
can't.
Kobe's on
Hey,
right
man.
now. Come
Yo,
on, man.
DH Gate specials.
Yo, what you know about DH Gate, bro? my boy tried to put me on to that.
Oh,
I was
yeah?
like, damn, bro. He goes, no, they quality. I was like,
I haven't tapped into it. Maybe I
DH
should.
Gate, that's
Maybe I should.
crazy. My boy Elvis
Listen,
told me
man,
about that.
and maybe that's the next show. Ain't no rich people don't pay a lot of money for this stuff.
They don't, because once people know you're rich, they get all fake stuff because they think that it's real.
Yep. Yep.
Damn, bro. Start doing that.
You should, but
I'm
you got a
not
lot
rich
of money, so
I'm
you
not
gotta worry about
rich
that. You got a lot
enough
of money,
yet,
man.
I'm
Guy
not
has
rich.
a lot of money.
Nah, man. Well, that about wraps us up. AJ, I appreciate you, my guy.
All love, man.
Real stories, real results. Every day I better you. AJ, make it a great one. Stop lying out here, bro.